What up, party people? Let's get into it. We've got another one for you. So let's talk about pros and cons for entrepreneurship. For every item on this list of pros and cons, there's always like a two-sided coin, right? Just like to our strengths and weaknesses, right? So let's say like you can focus really well. You've got a high level of focus. But that means that maybe focusing on your work too much might impact other things like friends, family, co-curriculars, etc. So mind you, for most of these, there's pros and cons to the pros and cons, right? Freedom and flexibility. We talked about this, about entrepreneurial independence and how time management, to be on your own time, is so valuable. It's a different way of life, really. But if you're not accountable to yourself and the people around you, you're screwed. So pro, freedom and flexibility. Two, creative control. As entrepreneurs, I think we're builders, right? We build. We get things done. We find that value in like doing a job well done, right? And the flexibility to be able to express our creativity really as we determine within the guise of the market and what we're trying to build. The financial potential. Being in an environment where you're not capped in your financial potential, especially I think as a man, is so important. Gals too, but I think as men we like to own and build and don't limit me. I want to reach my potential and then just crush it. And so with that, like not having that financial cap is a huge deal. Personal growth. To succeed in this realm, to succeed in the arena, you have to keep dying to yourself. Whoa, what does that mean? You have to keep renewing yourself. You have to keep changing. You have to keep growing. Stagnancy, being stagnant, is decline. There's no coasting. You're either going up or down. And you see that too. It's like this, right? Or hopefully you're going like this. In the beginning, you're going like this, right? But hopefully you can go like that. And so personal growth is so important, and to see myself like with MMA and diet and exercise and intentionality at home and just growing as a person this past year and a half, personal growth is such a pro of entrepreneurship because really you're only left with yourself and it's make or break. Impact in what you do, it's directly tied to a one-to-one. The impact of the team that you assemble, essentially everything is because of what you did and how you're doing it. That can be really good, but also really scary too, because you can't control what you can't control, and what you can is really all you can do. So that impact is important, and the ability to network and get yourself out there, meet and greet. This entrepreneurship world, I think there are times where it's dog eat dog and kind of cutthroat, sharkish. But I think you see a lot of people willing to help one another. And so those communities are wonderful. Let's talk about some cons. Risk and uncertainty, again, risk, reward. You know what I mean? But it's a big risk. That's why I always say scale up that side hustle. For me, I didn't do that. I just went all in and trusted God, and what's stuck, and we just kept building on it, Work-life balance. You are on 24/7. I don't think there's a day I haven't worked. Like really haven't worked, even like thinking about ZebiWorks since I started ZebiWorks a year and a half ago. Like it's top of mind, it's what I do, it's my identity, it's who I am. It is so much of my life. And that's not to say that like it's my founding core principle of my life and who I am, because it's not. That's found in Christ. But it is a very present thing everywhere. It touches everything. And that's hard, that work-life balance. The financial pressure, not only for yourself, but for your team, for your clients, right? Oh my gosh. That's why you gotta have something bigger than yourself to believe in, man, because that pressure will crush you. The responsibility, if you don't have dignity, if you aren't honest, if you don't have integrity, if you're a shit person, you're gonna fail. Because there's so much responsibility, especially on the choices that you make. And you have that responsibility to make those choices well for the people you care about and everyone around you. And it gets lonely. Another con of this is like, it's lonely. And check out my Hydra conversation when I was on that rooftop just talking about how impactful it felt to have a community where you could just speak the same language, where you could be understood by others, because it gets really lonely out here. And you're always, with that, you're always learning. There's a constant learning curve, right? You're always getting to something new or finding out a platform, especially in e-commerce. There's always something to get that next dollar, and it's squeaking out. It's not 2020 days anymore. And so you have to be on it. You have to have this mindset of what's coming and how do I ingest the best? Do I need to? Does team need to? How are we all growing together to keep this ship rocking and rolling? And the last thing too, like getting into entrepreneurship, like it's a complete break from the norm. You don't have predictability like you did. Like, okay, I get my paycheck on this day and these are the hours that I work and I can schedule this. It's like, no. Like, yeah, I'll make sure that I'm intentional with family time and church time and life time. But if I get a call from a client as I'm walking into Krav or kickboxing, I'm walking out and I'm hopping on that call, right? If a team member's freaking out or something's broken and, you know, I'm like doing something with the family on a Sunday, it's like, hey, I need 15 minutes, I need to address this. And I think I have growth there to set those stronger boundaries, but especially right now, early in the business, everything is unpredictable. Everything. You don't know. Over time, it does become more predictable, which double side of the coin can also produce laziness. So maybe there's something to these early days in that. But I tell you what, guys, if you're bold enough, right? If you're willing to be the person in the arena to fight the good fight, to suffer well, to persevere, to show that character, to grow as a person, man, this hustle is just for you, I tell you what. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.